Hi, welcome. I'm Susan Blaine. I'm here with Solange Tuyishime. She's president and CEO of Elevate International. ElevateInternational.ca is the website. Hi, welcome to Sharing with Susan B, telling stories from the heart. We're looking to inspire, telling stories of struggle, vulnerability, and lessons learned. You grew up in East Africa, and 11 years old, you became a refugee due to war and genocide, and then you moved from country to country. But you came to Canada, and with your family, you landed in New Brunswick when you were 13. You were a summer student at Provincial Park. You did retail at the mall. Most of us did that. University was at St. Thomas.
Yep.
Bachelor of Applied Arts in Journalism and an honors in French, so you parlez.
Oui.
Oui, oui. Master's in public administration at the University of Moncton. At 21 years of age, you got sort of bit by a bug of the beauty pageant industry, and she's done amazing. Miss New Brunswick International, that started in 2004, Miss Canada International, Miss Galaxy, Mrs. Canada Universe, got married then, right?
Yes.
Mrs. Canada World, Mrs. Canada International. And you came to Ottawa in 2008. I have to ask you, we didn't talk about this, but I'm so curious, what initially sort of drew you to that sort of pageant world?
Actually, someone found me and recruited me. I was the vice president of the Student African Union in New Brunswick. And one of my last serving year as a VP, we hosted this sort of kind of pageant. We're trying to mimic a pageant, but we invited young women to really share about their culture, and we had judges who were professors, and we used to have this evening that was called the African Night. And we would share different dances, music, etc. It was performance where we shared the African culture with our people from New Brunswick, which
That's
cool. For most of us who were the first few families from Africa to really showcase.
So I'm sure they were intrigued.
Right. So it's a very successful event. It still goes on this year.
Really?
Yes. And then that year we wanted to sort of do some type of beauty pageant, but really that was focused on us sharing about the beauty of Africa. And we had these professors that were judges. And at the end, I won because I can't remember what the question was. And I found it so funny. And we were all laughing because technically we knew it wasn't a real thing. And someone in the crowd was sort of like, yeah, you should come to Miss New Brunswick. And I'm like, what? You must be kidding. And then they followed up with a phone call. And then I still thought that it was like kidding because I had never done that before. And I was graduating university. And yeah, eventually.
And then you became like a pro.
And yeah, I went and I became Miss New Brunswick, and I was so surprised.
So I think that's brilliant. And but I want you to talk about a little bit about your work that you're doing with Elevate International.
It's such an ironic situation that I'm an immigrant girl of color who's young, showing up at these leadership tables, and I'm telling them I have this organization about women and girls. And most of the time, the reaction was like, is it for poor girls in Africa? Is it for immigrants? You mean like immigrant in Canada, right? I'm like, no, your leadership team, the executives, that's what I'm coming here to talk about. And for most of them, it took them a while. Some of them still don't understand, but it took them a while to understand why would this young girl be advocating to change policies and best practices for women sitting at the leadership table, right? So yeah. I had to like grow some grit on knowing that there will be some ignorant comments and reactions that will come my way, but also knowing that if this service is placed upon me, that I have to find that courage to really step in that role without taking it personal.
Yeah, and it's a process, right? I'm sure you've learned a lot.
And I'm still learning a lot. And it proved my point that we really need to enhance who we believe are leaders of our society. If leaders today couldn't even believe that I was stepping in as a president and CEO to advance women in executive leadership positions, it really showed that our perception of leadership really still has a long way to go. I had to really learn that it's okay to not be okay. So I spent my life trying to figure out how to be okay in front of everyone, right? Here I am as a child who was a refugee, who has experienced war, who has experienced genocide, as a mother who has lost a child. It's almost like if you dig deep, I've seen so many wounds, I've experienced so much trauma, and I held it all in by myself, which also meant that if I'm holding all these wounds within me, everyone else can only come close to a certain extent. And then getting in here, you're not allowed, which was the same thing for my business and my organization. It was also another part of something I truly cared for. And because of my traumas and the experiences of walking this life alone, right? It's like I lived two lives. Externally, I'm making everyone happy and I'm making a difference in this world. Internally, I'm really alone and I carry this weight of pain and trauma and suffering by myself. So which meant that in my business, because it's something that I cared about, I was going to protect it from hurt, which meant that people can only come in at a certain extent. So that to me has been my greatest struggle.
Where are you at in that process? Still working on it?
I'm working on it. And I'm proud to know that I carry hurt and trauma and it's okay. And it doesn't mean that I am broken. No. It just means that I'm a person who has different lenses and filters about life. And therefore they came as pain that turned into a gift.
And a message.
Right. That allows me to serve the greater majority who have lived those experiences and see the life through their lens and be able to serve them better.
What advice would you give your younger self or someone young listening today?
Love yourself. Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Because loving yourself comes in with be kind to yourself. Right? So for me, especially in business, I was so used to serving everyone that the minute there's a problem, a conflict in business, there's so many. They just keep coming at you the more you grow. It was just knowing that I did the best I could with what I had in that moment. So for every young girl out there, do not carry what didn't go right with you when you go to bed at night. As long as you know that you did the best you could in that moment with all that you had and that your intentions were right. And if your intentions were not right, it's okay. Go back and correct it and come back and say, you know what, Susan, yesterday I was not nice to you. Or you know what, that business move that I did was unkind to you and I apologize. And then move on, right? And the minute you take responsibility and you know with your whole heart that you genuinely said sorry and you meant it, stop beating yourself up with it.
Move on. We have some fun with some rapid fire questions.
Sure.
And with some levity. Some fun facts about Solange you maybe didn't know. Who's your favorite superhero?
I never had one growing up. Superheroes were the people that were present in my life.
Favorite food indulgence? What do you love to eat?
Pizza.
Pizza, yeah.
Oh, who says no to bread, cheese? Oh, come on.
How about a favorite movie or book or a quote?
You don't have to set yourself on fire to keep others warm.
That's good. What's something that always makes you smile, Solange?
Music. I don't know if you ever see on Instagram, Facebook, outside of family, something external from family, we put on music in that kitchen and we dance our lives off.
What's your definition of success in one sentence?
I would have to say, truly being honest, success is when you're leading the life that you want, serving the world for a better place.
Yes. Find out more about Solange. Follow her on social media. I do. She's got a great website, misssolange.com. She's on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. Find her everywhere.
And everything is Miss Solange, because Miss Solange is that little girl.
Check it out and support her cause. Learn more about what she's doing. I really appreciate your... Thank you.
Thank you.